He financed and supported the same thing he did with Cassie is the same thing he did with Kim.
Kim probably told all that shit in the book, you understand, that up and got missing the day she died.
I mean, I think we have the strongest beings. Like, if it comes to like a category of who's the strongest being on the face of the earth, it would have to be Black mothers.
Puff Daddy is the king
Yeah.
of deception.
Yeah.
Fellas, buckle up because the hip-hop scene just got hit with another bombshell. You know 50 Cent, the guy who always keeps it real? Well, after all that's been going on with Diddy lately, he's been dropping some serious hints about Diddy and his connection to the whole Kim Porter tragedy. Now, we're not ones to jump to conclusions, but when 50 starts talking, you better believe people are listening. Rumor has it he might have nudged the feds in Diddy's direction, hinting that there's more to Kim Porter's passing than meets the eye. As the story unfolds, we're left wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Is Diddy really involved, or is it all just smoke and mirrors? With 50 Cent at the helm, you can bet we'll be glued to our seats, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. So grab your popcorn, fellas, because this is one hip-hop saga you don't want to miss. And who knows, maybe 50 Cent will finally shed some light on what really went down with Kim Porter. I mean, we all remember what happened the night before her passing, right? The night before Kim Porter passed, she group texted some close friends saying, "He got me," and that Kim also insinuated in that text that she felt like she had been poisoned. So guys, you know that whole saga with Kim's passing has been one heck of a roller coaster in the industry. There's been all this talk, whispers really, about Diddy possibly being involved in something shady. I mean, it's been a mystery for ages, but guess what? It looks like there might be some new dirt on the whole thing. Could Diddy have had a reason to want Kim out of the picture? And what's this about her threatening to spill the beans on him? Let's dig in and see what's what. But before we get into it, let me fill you in on what happened with Kim. Kim Porter, a familiar face from films like The Brothers and TV series like Wicked Wicked Games, had quite the ride alongside Diddy. Their relationship spanned the 90s and endured until their eventual split in 2007, as detailed by People magazine. Then, on that fateful day of November 15, 2018, tragedy struck. Kim was discovered unresponsive at her residence in the San Fernando Valley. The news rippled through the entertainment world, leaving a profound sense of shock and sadness. At the tender age of 47, Kim's untimely passing shook not only her family and friends, but also fans who admired her talent and presence. Despite the passage of time since her passing, Kim's legacy endures through her work in the entertainment industry and the memories she created with her loved ones. Her contributions to film and television, such as her roles in The Brothers and Wicked Wicked Games, remain etched in the collective consciousness of those who followed her career. While her relationship with Diddy was marked by ups and downs, their connection remained a significant part of both their lives, from the highs of shared moments to the challenges they faced. Their story captured the public's fascination for years. The sudden and unexpected passing of someone as young and seemingly healthy as Kim left many scratching their heads. Pneumonia just didn't seem to fit the picture, especially considering her vibrant nature. According to Diddy, Kim had been battling the flu leading up to her passing. In a heartbreaking twist of fate, her last words to him were a plea to take care of their children, a request he couldn't possibly anticipate would be their final exchange. Initially, the circumstances surrounding Kim's death were murky, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories. However, the autopsy report eventually shed some light on the situation, attributing her passing to lobar pneumonia. But for some, this explanation failed to fully satisfy their doubts, and understandably so. The abruptness of her death and the lingering questions it raised have kept the controversy alive to this day. At the heart of it all is Sean Diddy Combs, his connection to Kim, and the lingering suspicions that refused to fade away. But what was his relationship with Puff like, and why is that such a huge focus for everyone? This is where 50 Cent comes into play to tell what really went down. Diddy and Kim's love story had a bit of a tangled beginning. They first crossed paths back in the late 80s when Kim was holding down the fort as a receptionist at Uptown Records. Let's just say she definitely caught Diddy's eye. Now, here's where things get a bit complicated. Kim was actually married to singer Al Beach Sure. At the time, having tied the knot in 1989. But hey, sometimes love takes unexpected turns, right? They went their separate ways in 1990, opening up the playing field for Diddy to make his move. Diddy reminisced about that moment he first laid eyes on Kim during an interview with Essence back in 2006. He was struck, plain and simple. You could tell he was down bad, as he put it. She was at the studio with her ex, Albert, who also happens to be the father of Kim's oldest child, Quincy. Diddy wasn't necessarily trying to make a move, but he couldn't help but admire her from afar. Can you blame him? He was taken by everything about her, her lips, her eyes, her whole vibe. He was thinking, man, I wish I had a girl like that. Now, one would assume that if Diddy talked about her like that, he would be in love with her, right? Well, they officially started dating in 1994, and just 3 years later, Kim was carrying their first son, Christian, in 1997. But it seems like the idea of fatherhood spooked Diddy a bit, because he hit the road faster than a lightning bolt and found himself cozying up to Jennifer Lopez in 1998 that fall. All eyes were on Puffy and his whirlwind romance with actress Jennifer Lopez. The media was absolutely eating it up. Couldn't get enough of the glitz and glamour surrounding these two. But here's where things get a bit messy. Kim found out about the whole thing, just like the rest of us, through social media. Ouch, right? You'd think, being the mother of his child, Diddy would have given her a heads up, but nope, not a word. Now, here's where Kim shows her true colors. Instead of causing a scene or letting it get to her, she just kept her cool and moved forward with her life. But let me tell you what I admire most about Kim Porter: her strength. When Diddy left her for J-Lo, she didn't even bat an eyelash. Can you believe it? She stumbled upon photos of him and J-Lo online, hitting the town and painting it red together. And that's how she found out he was stepping out on her. But get this, she didn't say a word. And that, my friends, drove Diddy crazy. He was waiting for some kind of reaction, craving her attention, but Kim just wouldn't give him the satisfaction. Now that's what I call keeping your composure. She was also super vocal about what she thought of the two. She once said that their relationship wasn't real. The world just saw the bright lights and the camera, but I knew what was really going on. He was still in love with me. He was calling 50, 60 times a day. Sometimes I wouldn't even talk to him because I was so angry I couldn't be nice. Kim, I had to be, that B word. Like, this is not going down. Honestly, go girl. And this year, if you focus a little, you'll see the red flags. Do you see how she mentioned that their relationship was a little toxic? I mean, there was anger, there was abuse, and there definitely was an obsession with Diddy calling her tons of times.
The night before Kim Porter passed, that she group texted some close friends saying that he got me, and that Kim also insinuated in that text that she felt like she had been poisoned.
And it's not just overanalyzing. Many people have agreed that this is true. And who are these people that we're referring to? Well, it's someone who has spent a lot of time with Puff, and that's his bodyguard, Janan Deal.
I'm telling you, if she came over to my house 50 times, 50 of those 50 times her phone was blowing up, and it was him. This was constantly.
So this is, they're not together though at this point.
They're
right?
not together, but it was almost like they were together. I didn't like the dynamic of what I was seeing. Like, I knew that it was causing her pain, basically.
End of it. I mean, many other people have come forward with their claims of how things went between the two, and mind you, these are such tiny details that no one in their right mind could be making up all of this. So, get this. 50 Cent jumped into the mix, adding fuel to the fire about Diddy's supposedly hidden stash of blackmail tapes. He basically said he'd do whatever it takes to snag those videos, like he's convinced they've got the goods on anyone who's ever stepped foot in a Diddy bash. He even wrote, "I'm telling you, this is going to be epic. W to bet, I'll be the one getting my hands on those tapes. I'll fork out big bucks for them." And 50 and Gene weren't the only ones who spoke up about the things Kim went through. Mark Curry also gave us a brief glimpse into the dynamic of these two. Now, let's dive into some of the darker rumors swirling around Diddy and Kim's relationship. There's been speculation that Diddy had a tight grip on Kim, controlling her every move. Some say he crossed the line into physical abuse, leaving her feeling trapped and powerless. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Word on the street is that Diddy wanted Kim at his beck and call, like she was just an extension of himself. He supposedly went to extreme lengths to keep tabs on her, even resorting to tapping her phones. Can you imagine the level of control that takes? It's downright disturbing to think about. These rumors paint a troubling picture of a relationship overshadowed by manipulation and fear, and while we can't say for certain what went on behind closed doors, close sources like Mark definitely can tell us what has been going on. Listen to this.
Not all that he said. Pay close attention to this next part.
So that's not hard to believe. And plus, she was way younger than Kim.
A disturbing incident reportedly unfolded between her and Diddy. Rumors suggest that Diddy once flew into a jealous rage when he suspected that Kim might have feelings for someone else. It's said that he went into full-on psycho mode, unleashing his fury on her. This confirms what Stuff 50 has said.
Oh man, and me looking at this lawsuit, she say that, Diddy, he forced her to do drugs. I mean, she recalled a time where, Diddy gave her a blue pill, and later on she found out that it was ecstasy.
That's one of Diddy's MO. I know a former record executive during the time that they gave Donna Ross that anniversary in California. One of his former record executives met with him. And I guess she was trying to pray with him or whatever. But he tried to give him a pill. That's his MO.
Imagine the tension in the air as Diddy's jealousy reaches a boiling point, his possessiveness driving him to irrational behavior. It's a chilling reminder of the darker side of relationships, where jealousy can spiral out of control and lead to harm. The dynamics between Diddy and Kim took a darker turn when rumors surfaced about Diddy's extreme reaction to discovering Kim's potential interest in another man. It's been whispered that he lured her onto a boat, where a heated confrontation ensued, escalating to the point where Kim allegedly suffered a broken nose. Staff members aboard the vessel reportedly heard the tumultuous argument unfold in the early hours of the morning.
Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's going to do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and or feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's gonna say? Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this. Nah, he's gonna come in with the, it's gonna be a fight. But that's something that you've seen from the inside. When you on the inside looking out, it's like looking at Blueface and his girlfriend always arguing on TV, they toxic relationship. So when you're on the inside looking out, you don't really see them like fighting. You just be like, they tripping. This is their relationship. It's been going on like that with them for years.
Kim took legal action, filing a lawsuit against Diddy for child support. However, the case took a surprising turn when J.Lo ended her relationship with Diddy, prompting him to come crawling back to Kim in 2003. Despite the shock of the reconciliation, they found themselves back together, standing by each other's sides once more. Their reunion took an unexpected turn when Kim discovered she was pregnant with twins. For a moment, it seemed as though they were on the path to becoming a happy family, leading many to anticipate Diddy popping the question. Yet, the music mogul never made it down the aisle with Kim. Speculation swirled about Diddy's commitment issues, but he addressed the matter in an interview with Essence magazine. Diddy explained, "I know she deserves to get married. It's not a reflection of how much I love Kim, it's that I'm just learning how to be a good boyfriend. When I'm finished with this step, I'll move on to the next." And even then, there were many whispers circulating about his treatment of her, reminiscent of his behavior towards Cassie.
Like if she was seeing somebody and he got a whiff of that, somehow she wouldn't be seeing that person anymore. And it wasn't based on something she did. It was based on something he would do. Like, there was not a chance in the world that she was going to be able to get married, be with another man, just not a chance in the world. Like, it was never going to happen.
While Kim never publicly disclosed the mistreatment she endured behind closed doors, rumors suggest that Diddy's loyalty was questionable at best. And while many people were not convinced back then, 50 was one who knew and believed the woman. The final straw came when, just 5 months before welcoming his twin daughters in December 2006, Diddy fathered another child named Chance with his longtime associate Sarah Chapman. This revelation proved to be too much for Porter to bear. Surprisingly, Kim wasn't blindsided by Diddy's confession about Chance. Rumors suggest she had already been aware of his infidelity, having reportedly hired a private investigator to keep tabs on him. When confronted, Kim's response was nothing short of bold. She calmly informed Diddy that she already knew about his indiscretion, expressing her disappointment and loss of respect for him. With her dignity intact, Kim waited for the opportune moment to make her exit. Seizing her chance while Diddy was away on business, she swiftly packed her belongings, including the nursery furniture, and walked away from Diddy's life for good. It was a decisive move, demonstrating Kim's strength and resolve in the face of betrayal.
Book. Then you hear about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht? Let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht.
Kim's departure from Diddy's life wasn't just about leaving quietly. She wanted to make a statement to ensure he understood the gravity of her decision. In her own words, she explained, "I wanted to be dramatic. I wanted him to know I wasn't breaking up with him for 2 weeks or maybe leaving for 2 days." Amidst the aftermath of Kim's passing, there were disturbing revelations. The initial coroner's report labeled her death a homicide, citing the presence of toxins in her body as evidence of poisoning. Speculation ran rampant, fueled by the possibility of poisons capable of mimicking symptoms of a heart attack or pneumonia. Many eyes turned toward Diddy, suspecting his involvement, and one of them was
financed and supported. The same thing he did with Cassie is the same thing he did with Kim.
However, despite suspicions and scrutiny, the investigation yielded no concrete evidence linking Diddy to Kim's untimely demise. It was a frustrating outcome for those who suspected foul play, leaving lingering questions unanswered and hearts still heavy with grief. Puffy must have thought that he'd get away with whatever BS he pulled with Kim, but that wasn't the case. There are tons of people online who had their suspicions about him. There was also someone from Kim's life who just didn't believe all this talk about the flu being the reason for her death. The father of Kim Porter's oldest child isn't willing to accept the official explanation of her passing. He's suggesting that there might be more to her death than meets the eye, echoing the skepticism and uncertainty that surrounded other high-profile cases like Brittany Murphy and her husband Simon Monjack. It's hard to shake off the feeling of doubt when someone so young and seemingly healthy, like Kim, passes away from pneumonia, a condition typically associated with the elderly or those with compromised immune systems. The parallels with the deaths of Brittany and Simon only deepen the mystery surrounding Kim's untimely demise. Before her well-known relationship with Sean, like I told you earlier, Kim dated and had a son with record producer Al B. Sure. Their relationship, though not as publicized, adds another layer to Kim's complex personal history. Albert was also raising eyebrows with his latest comments about Kim Porter's death. He's not buying the official explanation and now suggests that there might have been more going on behind the scenes before her passing. In a surprising move, he took to social media, sharing a poignant photo of himself and Kim with a caption that hinted at deeper meaning. He wrote, "She sent me this saying life imitating art, art imitating life." Now it all makes sense, adding to the intrigue. He included the hashtag star and tag at Fox, hinting at something more significant. Al even went as far as suggesting that Kim was running from something, prompting him to encourage her to reach out to the FBI for help. Their son, 30-year-old Quincy Taylor Brown, has carved out his own path in the entertainment industry as an actor. Fans of the Fox drama series star might recognize him as Derek Jones. It's clear that the complexities of Kim's life and the circumstances surrounding her passing continue to captivate attention and spark speculation. Al seemed to backtrack on his previous statements about Kim Porter's death shortly after posting the photo. He edited the caption, removing any mention of reaching out to the FBI, and eventually deleted the post altogether. This isn't the first time the 53-year-old producer has raised doubts about the circumstances surrounding Kim's passing. One person wrote, "Yep, Diddy really did have Kim Porter poisoned because she was about to drop a book about everything he'd done to her and others, females and males that's in the industry." The plot thickens as we delve deeper into the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's untimely death. With 13 years by Diddy's side, she undoubtedly had intimate knowledge of his business dealings and personal affairs. It's not a stretch to imagine that she may have spilled some serious tea in her tell-all book, which mysteriously went missing the day she passed away. It's a scenario reminiscent of Cassie gathering evidence to pursue legal action against Diddy. Considering Kim's potential to rock the foundation of Diddy's career, it's essential to connect the dots and analyze the broader picture. 3 out of the 5 founding members of Uptown Records are no longer with us, and remarkably, all 3 were reportedly working on tell-all books before their deaths. The common thread among these individuals is striking. They were all in the process of revealing insider secrets. Andre was penning a book, Heavy D was working on his memoir, Kim was crafting her tell-all, and even Ollie was planning a documentary on his life.
From pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. it was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms.
But the intrigue doesn't end there. Following Kim's passing, her residence was reportedly broken into, and her laptop, containing crucial information for her tell-all, was stolen, effectively erasing any evidence of her revelations. One tweet recently said Diddy has allegedly paid an individual to eliminate all traces of Kim Porter from the internet after Cassie's lawsuit opened Pandora's box. Amidst the swirling rumors and allegations,